Thank you everyone for being here. I really appreciate all your time, and hopefully everything that I speak today, really helps you to grow your social media. Just a little bit about me. I am originally from Colombia, so I'm not from here, and it was for me it's been a long journey on doing social media because I really didn't have anybody here when I started. So I have done Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and I'm gonna be focusing on YouTube right now because it's what I think it has worked the best for me. And it's been a lot of work and a lot of persistence. So here is when I tell you, like when you are starting something, like don't give up. It's gonna take time, and it's funny that everybody says, okay, be consistent, you just hear it, but it's the truth. So if you're gonna start something, focus on one thing. Right now with social media, you can actually do something for YouTube by just put it on, Facebook, Instagram, but really every platform is gonna be very, very different from what I teach you today or what Kelvin or May is gonna do it. It's totally different, so you need to focus on one. Maybe you can target on our social media, but just choose what is right for you. And once you manage that social media platform, you can go to the next one. So that's what I would say because I'm doing Instagram as well, and I'm not that focused on Instagram, so it's just hard to know what's the trick on every platform. That's why I advise you to just choose one and go from there. Okay, please follow and subscribe to my channel. Give me a like. And I'm gonna let you know what I'm doing right now on my social media. So another thing that I think for new agents is something really great to learn is like focus on one thing. Because when I started, I was doing everything. I was doing rental homes, I was driving all over the place, and it was like a lot of work, really hard work. And when I started really focusing on what I really wanted to do, I think it was giving me so many results, and then you become the expert on the area. So right now my focus is new construction. And I just focus on construction, that's what I want to do. There are pretty houses, you don't need to be a listing agent. That's the goal at some point, but again, you just can't go record a video. So I have the phone, and everything that I do is with the phone. Even the videos that you see on YouTube are with the phone. So you don't need of course as you grow and as you get better, you can spend more money, but it's not about spending all this money and just get frustrated on how do I get started, because we just think about all these things that are needed to start a channel, and it's not that hard. So yes, I got it. So I started this journey about 8 months ago. I got inspired by a YouTuber because I've been thinking about YouTube since a long time. Probably many of you who here wants to start a YouTube channel or has a YouTube channel.
I do.
Okay, great. So, when you start, you're scared. Of course, all of us are scared that we're gonna do bad, and we always need that person that pushes us to do it. If you need somebody to come to me, I push you. Just put the first video out there, and don't care, don't watch it if you don't want to, because at the beginning you're gonna see your face and you're not gonna like it. At least for me, that was kind of the main thing. I didn't want to scare myself. But as you start doing it, you start getting more comfortable, and then you actually start liking what you see, and you start saying like, okay, what can I improve? So don't be afraid, because the only way is to start. One of the things that YouTube, I think is different from our platforms and really helps me is that people that see you on YouTube, they see who you are. When I dealt with Facebook leads, it was very, the conversion, coming to meet them, it was very like, okay, I don't know if this person is gonna like me. You have to create all this rapport. Now the clients that I'm meeting from YouTube, the other day I met one client and they were hugging me and kissing me, and I was just like, okay, it was different. And it's because they've seen all the videos and they just feel very familiar. And I think for many of you, you may have seen other YouTubers and you already feel like you know them. So I think that the difference, it requires work. You need to take the time to do it, and you need to be consistent. So when I kind of stopped for a couple of weeks, 3 weeks, my YouTube channel just dropped. I mean, there are many videos on YouTube that you can, how to start a YouTube channel. I think we have resources on how to do it. We just need to make the decision. You can just create your Gmail, and from your Gmail, you just create your video right away. YouTube channel. And here is something that I wanna show you. So when I started doing YouTube, I was trying to make it perfect. My videos were more like trying to be like a magazine, and every time I was talking, I was so frustrated because I didn't want to sound weird, and I wanted to say the right thing. So that's the way that I started. But whenever you create a YouTube channel, something that you need to do is go to your content tab, which is here, and you need to start seeing what is the engagement. So the engagement is, let's say I'm gonna show you an example. So these are one of my first videos. And I just got it. So basically, to give you a summary, when I started my engagement, your engagement is really important because if you record a video like 5 minutes, you at least want to have like 50% engagement. If it's less than that, probably, you just not that you're bad or something, it's just you need to find out what's happening or maybe what you can do better. Because engagement is basically, how long people watches your video. And when I started, it was like, I think my videos were like 7-8 minutes long, and my engagement was like 3 minutes, I believe. Okay, so whenever you click on the video, you go to analytics, and it shows you, okay, how many subscribers did you get on that video, how many hours have they watched your video, and what is the engagement. So here is like 3 minutes, something around that, and my videos were like 7 minutes. So it wasn't that bad. But here's whenever I changed my strategy, because I had this old YouTuber guy, and he's like, just be yourself, just say whatever, even if you don't say it right. And then I started doing that. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna prepare, but I'm not gonna just try to be perfect. And when I did that, my videos went down. So now it's like 5 minutes average. So that's when I'm saying like really, if people can feel that you are a real person, that you make mistakes, that you're natural, that's all that matters. Sometimes I didn't want things that I messed up on the video. I was like, okay, no, just delete that and please don't do that. And it was like kind of maybe a better mistake, a learning experience. But that's what I'm saying. Please don't wait to be perfect, because people like natural people that are real. The same when you see YouTubers, you see that they're real. If you see like they're perfect, probably you won't engage that much. So just do it, get started, don't be afraid. Thumbnail is this. Basically, I use Canva. Are you familiar with Canva here? Yes. Canva is great, so that's where I used to edit my videos. Now somebody helps me, but I used to edit myself. Canva, you can create the thumbnails. For the thumbnails and everything, you just go to YouTube, and let's say if you're gonna post a house about, a video, a specific topic, you just Google and put on YouTube and watch YouTubers and see what is the name and who is getting the most views, because it's gonna show you on the top of the video. So you're just gonna copy and paste the same keywords. You may be to get here and there, but you don't need to start thinking, what am I gonna name this video? No, just go and Google it and put it on YouTube, and then you find which one of those YouTubers is the one that really is getting a lot of views. But you have to see as well, let's say that YouTuber has a lot of subscribers, because a lot of people can have a lot of subscribers but very little views. So you have to look at the subscribers and the views. If they are a lot, that's the person that you need to follow to get the name of the title of the video. And what else? As you get started, I will do it. YouTube always wants long videos, right? Because the longer is the better, because it's that you can keep people on the platform longer, and that's what YouTube wants. So, but let's say you start, you have to start seeing, what is your engagement, because again, if your video is like 30 minutes long and people watch it like 2 minutes, that's gonna hurt your channel. So for me, I started doing, videos that were a little shorter, because I was starting and I just wanted, I'm doing a video, it's not that easy. Sometimes it's 7 minutes, it feels like forever. So 7 minutes, and I was like, okay, 3. Now I started doing 10 minutes, and then now I'm like 15 minutes. I feel more comfortable with the camera. I see my analytics, and I see that people still are engaging. So the most recent videos that I'm doing, I'm getting like 7 minutes engagement. So it's like, okay, I think I'm doing something. So you have to really see your analytics, because if your average channel is really bad, you're just gonna stop showing your content.
So,
yeah.
Do you have any preference for vertical and or horizontal video?
Okay, that's a great question. So for YouTube, you have to do horizontal. Yeah, some people like upload shorts, which is in vertical format, and that's good. I do it too. But like for long videos and for people that really are gonna engage on YouTube and watch your long videos, yeah, it has to be horizontal. Some people are like, oh, I wanna share it on my social media because I want my friends to see it. Don't do that. So that's one of the things that he told me, don't do that, and I was okay. I'm happy because I don't want anyone to see me yet. And it will maybe hurt you, because a lot of your friends or family people just wanna be like, oh, I wanna see it, and then maybe see like 1 minute of it. Not because they don't wanna be nice, but maybe they don't have the time, or they are not really looking for that information. If you're talking about a specific community. So don't do that. Whenever your YouTube channel grows and gets better, start with that, because that was one of the things that he told me, and it's true, because they say you wanna keep people engaged, and if the people that are looking at your channel are not really interested, it's gonna hurt your channel. So that's the other pro on YouTube. People don't know you, and you can just post it and no one's gonna say anything. It's just in our minds. So yeah, get started. If you need any help, we're gonna have my contact information. And you can reach out to me. I'll be happy to. I'm on Instagram, and you can send me a message or call me. I'll be happy to help with anything I can.
Yeah, thank you so much, Joanna. And Joanna, so a lot of us, when it comes to Facebook, say, hey, what do I share? Because, that's usually we all started with our personal page. And a lot of us, we would have family related topics, and we want to keep it, more private sometimes. So I found out that even trying to keep the personal Facebook page about 30% personal related and 70% business related. In that situation, people when they go to my Facebook, they don't feel like, oh, I always try to gain business from them. It's that I'm more relatable to them. So I think it's really important to be relatable. Joanna mentioned about that as well, because when people look at what you share, they want to see who you really are. So you don't really have to polish everything and make everything so good all the time, but make it relatable, be intentional, because remember, whenever, for example, if a client is thinking of working with you, of course, it's a really high chance that they're going to Google to see who you are. So you want to be professional at the same time when it comes to your social media. There's things that you should not share and you should share. So that so be intentional about what materials, what photos, what you say on social media. A lot of people try to stay not too much involved when it comes to politics or sensitive topics, So just so you can be more general and more relatable to the majority of the audience. Also be resourceful, because when people come to me, for example, I would want them to look at me as a to-go real estate agent now. So it can be either, hey, do you have any plumber contact? Do you have, any one that work in electricals? Things like that. I want to make it more relatable and resourceful when, either my friend or a friend of my friend, they want to associate me with a to-go person when it comes to real estate. So you want to share more resourceful content to your audience. And at the same time, be fun. Joanna, I mentioned about that earlier as well. You don't have to make everything perfect. If you have a good sense of humor, share with them those, and that just create more engagement when it comes to your Facebook page as well. So right here you can see that under my bio, you can add your either your background or your articles. Or you can see right here, because if you can include your website, it just kind of funnel your audience when it comes to, for example, if they just want to pass around and they want to learn more about you, then you want to lay down all the food on the table for them already. So now all they have to do is just to become and eat. It's just easier for them to instead, go search for you to find out more information about you. So for example, when if I'm able to get them into my Facebook page already, they gotta know, they can see my review, they know where to go to my website and stuff. So here I'm gonna go deeper into contents and what you can share to the audience. Very basic would be your real estate tips. And here's a scanner for my business page and my personal page as well. So let's connect it on Facebook if you are also on Facebook. I would really highly suggest you to have your business page, just so it's more professional as well. So real estate tips, when people get into your page, you want to see, what you have to offer to them. For example, if you live in the north, you want to share about maybe new construction areas in the north and kind of, offer to them what will be incentives, what are the builders there, what's so unique about certain builders in the north side. And if you found or you run into any unique listings, for example, one that have beautiful views or one with swimming pool, and it's really attractive when people want to see pretty houses, then you can create and you can share those listings on your Facebook, just so when people funnel and they go to your Facebook, they can see continuously listings that kind of entertain them, and you just never know. So for example, let's say because my friend's family is moving from out of town, and they live in Sugar Land. So right now they don't need to buy or sell real estate, but they have family who want to look for some houses in Sugar Land. They run into my share of the real estate that I have in Sugar Land, so they now gonna copy and they share it to their family now. So usually that's how you expand your network, because I truly believe that your network is your network. So if you find different ways to grow your network, then your network grow accordingly as well. You can also share your milestones, maybe your achievement, either personal or business. You can just share that particular new construction on Facebook, and that's already great conversation and content for your clients. A second habit that I've been doing is if you go show houses, just do a quick videos on your phone, just a big B-roll to the house, either the front or if it's a model home, do a quick 5 seconds of the video and just save it on your phone. So every day you don't have to think of new content, you can just use whatever you have on the phone to share.
What I do is I used to do what they did because obviously find what is best for you. I used to do time blocking for social media too, but it's hard. Okay, so what I do is if I go to show a house to my client or I go to constructions, either I go early or I stay afterward to when I'm especially for the constructions. Let's say I show in my house and when Mr. Show an appointment, I stay there for at least an hour, 2 hours, maybe 3 hours. And if I have nothing to do that afternoon, then I stay for that certain amount of time. And then I do, let's say, usually in the building they have multiple builders, multiple inventory going. I just do the whole videos there. I do as much as video that I can. And then throughout the weeks, usually in the afternoon, and you will figure out when you start doing social media, you will figure out what is the best time to post. Because you eventually try to post in the morning, in the afternoon, in the evening. And for me, the best time for my audience to engage would be at 8 o'clock. Every time at 8 o'clock, doesn't matter what it is. But today, I post one at 3 o'clock or one at 11 o'clock. I have zero engagement. Nobody watching it. And I know at 8 o'clock, my follower or my audience will go below my notifications.
8 a.m. or
PM.
p.m.
Yeah, 8 p.m. is where I find the best time because everybody have free time, they finish with family, they finish with dinner, and that's when they either on TV, phone, or on apps. Right, so what I do every day is usually at 3, 4, or 5 o'clock, I go on Instagram. And it is something that I want to remind us, right? So if you want to have Instagram or Facebook, I'm not sure about Facebook or YouTube, but if you want to have content be pushed out to other audience, you have to use a platform, right? You can't just expect to go find this on Instagram and expect Instagram to notify you and post you out on broad audience. So you want to spend, and I usually spend about an hour every day on Instagram. So what I do is, let's say I have a content, I have a short clip on my phone already, right? I don't do any fancy app, I don't need any fancy camera or anything. You set your phone on the highest quality, and then you set your Instagram to be able to upload the highest quality that they possibly can. So that's the whole trick, right? A lot of companies say, hey, how can you have a clear video of my content? You set it up on Instagram. You go to Instagram, you turn that mode on. And for on your you want to have it, you want to make sure you have 4K at 60 frames per second. So when you do a slow motion video, it's not jumpy, it's smooth. People love slow motion video. And so what I do is I take my clip that I have on my phone, upload it on Instagram. I don't do any third-party app, just go straight to Instagram, click the app, upload button, and then pick the most popular song that's currently available, and then just share the video straight forward from there.